Hi, Sonny here. That's the solo part of the rhythm behind the solo in the song called The Sentinel by Judas Priest. So let's break it down. So here's the first part of the solo, the rhythm behind the solo. It's all in the key of in A. Alright, so let me break that part down in 4 notes. One measure has 8 notes, so let's break it down into 4 notes per group. So the first 4 notes, so it's basically you mute on the A string 3 times and you play the A chord, open A power chord 1 time. And the second 4 notes on the first measure is strum it 4 times on the A string. Alright, so that's the first measure. Second measure. Alright, so what I do here is I play the A string 1 time, just mute, and I play the G power chord, 3rd fret of your E and 5th fret of A. Slide up to the A power chord, and then strum it 1 more time. So that's the first 4 notes. We'll do it again. Open A, G chord, slide up to A power chord, and then strum the A power chord 1 more time. The second 4 notes is just strumming on the A, open A string 4 times. So the second measure goes like this slowly. So the first 2 measures goes like this together. Third measure, I will play the open A power chord 1 time, mute on the open A string twice, and then play the open A power chord again. So it goes like this. Alright, again. Alright, so far we have this. I have to play it faster so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so the next part, you open A again, open mute string on the A, and you play the D power chord. That's basically open D string, and the 2nd fret of your G, and the 3rd fret of your B string. And once you play that, you will play, basically it's a G with a E over it. So it's the 2nd fret of your D and 5th fret of your G, and then you play the next chord is the F chord, 3rd fret of your D, 5th fret of your G, and then E power chord at the D and G position, which is 2nd fret of your D and the 4th fret of your G. So it's open D power chord, and you do this G with an E on top. Basically it's 2 notes, 2nd fret of your D and 5th fret of your G, an F chord, and an E chord. So the whole thing goes like this. I'm sorry. Before I play the D chord, I'm supposed to strum on the A twice. Yeah, instead of mute on the open A string one time, you play it twice. You go to D power chord, and you do this E over G, F, E, and back to the same thing again. So you play that 4 times. We play this 4 times. So you play that 4 times, and after 4th times you go like this. So 3rd fret of your D and 5th fret of your G. That's basically F chord. And then and you play the 4th fret of your G. I'm sorry, 4th fret of your D and 7th fret of your G. And then you play the 5th fret of your D and 7th fret of your G. And the 6th fret of your D and 9th fret of your G. Alright, so and then you go back to the same width again. So that part goes like this again, show it to you. Just in case you want to know the chords, that's basically a F chord. And then it's basically it's a G with a F flat on top, F sharp on top, G, and then A with the G sharp. And back to the that arpeggio, he'll play that right at the end of the solo, and he does it again at the very end of the song. So let me show you. So the arpeggio starts from the A, is an A minor pattern, 7th fret of your D, and then 5th fret of your G, B, and high E string. Actually, it goes up. So you play the 7th fret of your D, and you play the 5th fret of your high E, 5th fret of your high B string, and then 5th fret of your G. So that's the first 4 notes. The next 4 notes, basically I put my index finger over the 1st fret of your B and E string. So I'll play those 2 notes, play the 1st fret of the E, 1st fret of the B, and the open G, and the open E. Alright. Make sure you mute the strings. Alright. And the next 4 notes. So it's 1st fret of your B, open G string, 3rd fret of your B, and open B string. Again. Alright, and the next part. Oh, okay. So, and you move your hand into A minor, open chord position. Play the 2nd fret of your D, 1st fret of your B, 2nd fret of your G, and then you lift up your middle finger. You play the open D string. That's the next 4 notes. And then the next 4 note you play this. Basically, it's open B, 2nd fret of your G, open D, open B. Those are the four notes. And the next four note, you play second fret of your G, second fret of your D, and then third and second fret of your A string. What I usually do is I use my pinky on the third fret, and then play the second fret of my index finger. There's less movement on the hand. It's easier to transition for me. And play the open A power chord. So again, and play slowly. First four notes. Next four notes. I'm sorry. Again. Pay attention to how I move my hand. So it's less. If you do it the way I did, I less movement. There's a different way to play that, but I believe that's how Judas Priest plays it. Just very least hand movement, least finger movement. So again, if you play a little faster, it sounds like this. Oh, sorry. Alright, once you end on that, you can wait 2 measure, 3 measure, 4 measure. I'll just wait 2 measure. I think the live version is just wait 2 measure. And you start playing this part right here. Alright, so what I do there is I use my hand. Basically, I use my, well, let's talk about the right hand first. Playing only the D and G string in the middle. So you kind of pinch it like that with my thumb and my index finger of my right hand. Alright, just kind of play those two. Alright, and the left hand, it goes like this. The first part, so you play the second fret of your D and G, 5th fret of your D and G, and then 5th fret of your D and G twice, and open D and G. So again, alright, you play that twice. The next part, you do the 3rd fret of your D and 2nd fret of your G. That's basically F major. And then you put your pinky on the 5th fret of your G, and you play the F chord, basically the 3rd fret of your D and 5th fret of your G. And then you play that twice here. Okay, so play it twice and open D and G. Alright. Next part. Alright, so it goes like this. You play the D chord. Basically, it's open D and 2nd fret of your G 3 times. And you play the 5th fret of your D and G once. You do that again twice, 2 more times. Open D and G twice. So the whole thing is slowly goes like this. 2nd fret. Play that twice. 3rd time. Start with the F major. D chord. Alright, so the whole thing goes like this. And you just repeat that again. Okay. Once you pass that part, a certain point, it'll start playing the chords. And the chord goes like, let me try to figure out how I'm gonna do it. Okay, the chords goes like this. So it's A minor, F chord. There's several ways you can play the F chord. You can play like, that's basically the 3rd fret of your D and the 5th fret of your G, and then D, open D power chord, open D string, 2nd fret of your G and 3rd fret of your B. And then once it gets to the end of that part, it goes back to the you know, goes back to that part. So that's pretty much the whole song. So thank you for watching.